In this episode you will see why the driver could not find the road and instead of 2 hours the trip took half a day. What spooky mystery is buried in the foundation of this house? Why did a strange relative put black ribbons on her parents' portraits? Is there a poltergeist, or are we having mass hallucinations? Watch this video to the end, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy your viewing pleasure. Dictaphone recording 2008. Yes, this very hut. My grandmother used to live there, but she left town. She came to complain, saying that something comes at night, makes noise, and turns the kitchen upside down. So I told her to put grandfather Slava in jail, so grandfather barely survived. Do you know that there was a German commandant's office on the side of the house? It was destroyed in the 60s. Grandpa Slava remembered. They built the house out of those stones. Who knows what really happened there? This story began with this very tape. It was given to me by a man who told me that the tape was made in a very ordinary village house tentatively in 2008. From his words, I realized that in this house from ancient times there were very strange paranormal things that led to a series of mysterious deaths and further to the complete desolation of the house. I decided to conduct my own investigation, and I managed to find out the real reasons. Originally, the trip was supposed to take place a month ago, but something was constantly going wrong. The owners of the house several times set dates and at the last moment canceled everything, but the strangeness began immediately after leaving for this half-abandoned village. The driver who took our film crew in broad daylight lost orientation on the terrain, and our car circled on field roads and abandoned village almost until nightfall. The GPS map on which we were driving did not work, and we barely got out of the labyrinth of field roads until sunset. Even then, Edward, our cameraman, ironically emphasized that he felt that something was keeping us away from this place.
По договоренности с той самой странной хозяйкой, по приезду я должен был ей позвонить, чтобы она принесла ключи от дома.
A week before the trip, I was very interested in the information about the German commandant's office on the side of this house. To clarify this point, I turned to longtime comrade Roma's man, a historian who knows the history of our region. Having analyzed the front reports of those years and a lot of searching on local forums, we managed to confirm the information on the commandant's office. But as it turned out, it was not German, but Romanian commandant's office, where there was a branch of the military police of Siguranza. From disparate sources we managed to find out the fact that in 1942, during the occupation, in this commandant's office sentenced to execution 2 partisans from among the locals who tried to destroy the train with ammunition, but the apogee of our research was a photo, presumably this very commandant's office, which you see now on the photo. After the war, the old building suffered the fate of thousands of others, and in the early 1960s it was completely destroyed, and the documents of those years were irretrievably destroyed along with it, and in its place grandfather Slava built this house. Village of Zabality, 2210. We are now approaching the house and will call the owner to give her the keys. We don't know yet what will happen. They left me a number. I'll call. We're here now. Where do you want us to go?
Пожалуйста, подойти. Куда вообще подходить?
Oh, you're coming over now?
Ну, как объяснить, где мы находимся?
Can you see us? We're waiting for you.
6 метров 50 поворот. А, окей, вы нас видите уже. Хорошо, все. Тогда ждем. Есть ключи.
Anyway, guys, we're in the backyard of the house. Let's take a look around. They say that somewhere in the summer kitchen is supposed to be the scariest place here, and we're gonna try to show it to you. In general, this is as far as I understand. This house is the most standard, and this is our summer kitchen, and I honestly do not like it at all. Anyway, you can see that the windows have fallen out. There's wires hanging down. I've been told there's no lights, and it's locked up. Let's see if we can get it open somehow. The first key I could find fit the lock. My first impressions were quite twofold. We went through a long, half-abandoned village where there was not a single sound, not a single dog did not rattle, there was no light of lanterns, only in a few houses were lights in the windows. I was also surprised that the house in which we had to spend the night, it was adapted for life, metal plastic windows, but was apparently very quickly abandoned by someone. The same mistress who brought us the keys refused to enter the yard. She handed me the keys without saying a word, just ran away somewhere in the darkness. We generally examined the house and did not find anything interesting there, but in the summer kitchen we were in for a surprise. When we entered the summer kitchen, we saw a large number of icons, and then I remembered that the landlady said that it was in this kitchen died the same grandfather Slava, who lived here. But what impressed me the most was that on the wall there was a portrait of an unknown woman with a black ribbon, which meant that apart from Slava's grandfather some other unknown person had died here. I came to the conclusion that the landlady was probably hiding something from us, and we had to find out now. Give me the camera. This is our cameraman Edward. He'll be staying with me tonight. Hey, everybody. It's windy and thundering outside. Anyway, guys, this is what the inside of the kitchen looks like. There's some big icon on the wall. The room here is actually quite modest and creepy. Whoa, guys! The grave ribbon that they hang when a person dies, I've never seen that before. Have you ever seen that? A memorial ribbon. While talking to the owner of this house, I noticed some oddities, namely an unquestioning belief in superstitions and obsessive rituals. For example, she could not sleep until she recited some prayers with a candle at the window, and this ritual, according to her, helped her a lot. She also had other rituals, but I did not understand their essence. Her speech was very emotional. Now, after a long journey, we had to find out if the weird stuff was real or if it was just a figment of a lonely woman's imagination. So, guys, we see this kitchen. Maybe I'll sleep in it, maybe Edward. But we'll visit the house, and they said we could have dinner in the house, because they gave us the keys until morning. The landlady's coming in the morning to get the keys and get us out of here, so we're the owners now. We're gonna set up some equipment. We'll probably put some lights in here. We'll see what happens. I don't know if there's any ghosts in here, or maybe nothing at all, because it's windy and noisy outside. According to the landlady, the grandfather we heard on the tape died here. I don't really want to spend the night in that house. Maybe we should put Edward in there. We haven't decided yet. We have to draw lots. And by the way, you forgot that there's a portrait of your grandmother. She probably died with him, too. She was still relatively young. We can already say she didn't die of old age. Something's mysterious here, guys. So we'll be watching. We'll be watching and we'll be taking a lot of risks. We don't really know what's next. Because this place is scary. There's a legend that this house is built on the site of an old German commandant's office. So this could be the neighboring courtyard, or this courtyard was the German commandant's office during World War II. I had time to walk around the yard with a flashlight. Walking around the yard, in the far part of it I noticed boards knocked down in the form of a cross and installed at the end of the overgrown vegetable garden. For what was it done? One can only guess. Also, my attention was attracted by the fact that the whole garden behind the house was completely dead. Dry trees against the background of greenery looked somehow very ominous. Perhaps they had died because of improper care, or perhaps because of the negative energy that began to be felt every minute more and more strongly. After the tea party, I decided to conduct a ritual to identify the otherworldly with the help of candles. Even then I clearly understood that in this house is clearly something wrong and that the night could be very difficult. Guys, our goal right now is to check the corners. They say that if there's any energy, the flames can fluctuate. Now let's check the corners. If there's something there, there could be flame fluctuations. We're good so far. Let's go to the next corner. Let's give it a try. So I don't see any energy yet. Oh, and there was a flame flickering. Maybe a person died here. Okay, next corner. I didn't even get a chance to say anything. It went out. Our next step is to ring the bell. They say the ringing of the bell attracts otherworldly entities. After I ring the bell, Edward and I are going to bet who's going to spend the night. I hope he gets the lot. I'm gonna sleep in this creepy room. There's a thunderstorm outside. There's a lot of wind and thunder. I'm getting goosebumps. I think it's already raining on the slate. I'm gonna go to bed now and try to sleep because I'm a little freaked out. As I remember now, there was a big thunderstorm coming, and to save time we decided to have tea and set up the equipment. I got the lot to sleep in the summer kitchen, and Edward got a room with a cozy enough bed. At about 11:30 at night, I went to bed on the dusty, creaky bed and didn't notice how quickly I'd fallen asleep. I didn't really have any expectations, as I didn't believe anything would happen. Well, I was really wrong. Just as I was falling asleep, strange things started happening that I just couldn't see or hear because there was a thunderstorm. So you guys hooked up the night vision camera. Hope it's okay.
Черт, одеяло
Hope it's
нету
okay.
нифига. Ну, короче. Блядь, постоянно что-то кажется. Свет направим, чтобы лучше было. Чтоб прям светило на меня. Надеюсь, все будет нормально.
Oh, it's creaking.
Ох, она скрипучая. Блин, ребята,
I'm
не
just now
знаю,
realizing that
какого
lying under a portrait with
лежать
black tape is really creepy.
под портретом с черной лентой это пипец. Мне как-то аж не по себе.
I turned off the internet so no one would wake me up. Edward also went to sleep in his room, but he has a cozy, nice room, a normal bed unlike my bed.
Блять, подушка вообще неудобная, нихера. Вы это слышали?
The first part of the night went pretty smoothly, I guess, until I heard the phone ring in my sleep. It was Edward calling me. He was yelling into the phone, saying something weird was going on in his room. But I was too lazy to get up and go to his house during the storm, so I told him to close the window and go back to sleep. I didn't realize at the time what a mortal danger I was putting him in. A little later, I woke up and was horrified to realize that I was only a few minutes away from disaster. But I didn't know it at the time, so I turned off the phone and went back to sleep. During the night, the dogs showed themselves for the first time, starting to howl in the middle of the rainy night. Something was bothering them, because it is not for nothing they say that dogs feel energy and according to the belief howl to death. It was after that we started to have even more strange events that almost ended in a tragedy. Who the fuck is that calling?
Алло.
What's
Что
wrong?
случилось? Алло. Алло, Серега. Слышишь?
Can you hear me?
Я, короче,
I'm asleep.
Тут, короче,
I don't know what's going on. There's someone running around on the roof, and now I see a box playing in front of me. I'm going to put it on speaker. You'll hear for yourself. My life was in danger, but suddenly something happened that woke me up and saved me from death.
Но неожиданно случилось то, что меня разбудило и, как оказалось, спасло.
Чё за... Ёбаный
What the
насос!
fuck? The candle is burning. Who lit it? Jesus Christ, what's going on? And it's been burning for a long time.
Блять.
The icon's gone.
Икону
The
упала,
icon fell.
блядь. Так я ебал, ребята.
Okay, I fucking stay here.
У меня происходит в натуре. Все, блядь. Я не хочу. Я иду, короче, к Эдику.
I'm going inside.
Кухня, блядь.
I'd rather spend the night in the kitchen than in here.
Блядь, я хочу нихуя.
Good morning. I came and slept here. Edward went to the other room. I have a headache and I don't know what's wrong with me. The window's open and I must have gotten a head cold. I'm gonna get up now. I'll go find out if my operator is alive or dead. We'll eat, because we have to give the keys to the landlady. Soon we'll leave this damn place. That's how the cat came to us. We even forgot to close the door at night and the cat came. A little kitten. Edward moved into another room and I ran out of that kitchen and just fell asleep until morning. At least I got some sleep. I've got a headache and I don't know if it's the otherworldly working on me. There's a cat running around. There was a noise under the bed all night. Maybe a bug, maybe a mouse, maybe something else.
Башка разваливается, хер его знает чего, блядь. Всю ночь что-то шкрябалось. Может жук, может
We're a
мышь,
wreck.
может еще что-то.
We've got to eat something and turn in the keys.
Надо что-то пожрать и ключи сдавать, так что давай.
Пожрать?
Хозяйка, бля, придет
Okay,
через
let's
час
eat,
копейками,
shall
хозяйка
we?
придет, ключи ему
Come
дадут.
on.
Так что,
Anyway,
ребята,
guys, I'm not going to these
съем
places
всё
anymore.
сонное.
Subscribe to the channel, put your likes and see you later.
Ну его в баню, я больше не поеду в такие места. Все. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки, до встречи.
Summarizing the results, I can state the fact that in this house is really present something strange and otherworldly. And the reason for the presence of aggressive poltergeist lies directly in the foundation and in the history of the house. My opinion that it is the same German commandant's office and served the emergence of this poltergeist because history knows cases of execution and torture in the walls of such institutions. Human suffering and curses left their mark, which stretches a series of tragic events up to the present day. I would like to thank Romez, who provided information about this place, namely about the commandant's office, and found a photo of it.